Hi everyone, so I'm going to try to recreate this round wall planter that I saw on Target online. I thought they would look really nice in my front porch wall, but I didn't want to pay $48, so I'm going to try and recreate it. Let's get started. To start off, I needed a flat piece of tin, so I'm going to cut it out from this Dollar Tree tin flower pot. So I'm going to start off by cutting my tin with my tin nippers, and I am wearing some gloves just to protect my hands because the tin can get very sharp. This is how I'm going to place my piece of tin, but first I'm going to have to outline it and cut it so that it fits my pan. So with a black marker, I'm just going to trace around my pan so that I know where I need to cut my tin. And so now I place it over my pan and it fits perfectly. To attach the piece of tin to my pan, I'm going to be using two types of glues. For a more permanent hold, I'm going to use some E6000 and then I'm going to go in with some hot glue. Earlier I had made another one, so now I have two. And now I'm going to take them outside to spray paint them, and I'm going to use this color Granite. So now I want to give them a little bit of a transformation, and I want them to look a little bit more like a galvanized tin. So I'm going in with some white acrylic paint, and I'm using a sponge just to sponge on some color. And now I'm going to take some black and white paint and mix it together because I want to achieve a darker gray since I did not have a dark gray acrylic paint, so I just decided to mix it together. And so I'm just going to continue to sponge in the color. And this is how they turned out, and now I'm going to let the paint dry. Next, I've cut a piece of pool noodle, and now I'm going to cut it in half. And so I'm going to take one of those halves and I'm going to put it inside my pan as I'm showing you right there. And it fit there perfectly, but first I'm going to hot glue it down so that it stays in place. And now I'm going to start adding some of these plastic plants, and I have those that kind of hang over, and then I have some of these succulents like this red one, and just different flowers that I found at Dollar Tree that are either spring or summer flowers. These were just some florals that I had on hand, but really you can use whatever that you want. Anything that drapes over would look really nice. For this next project, we're going to use this Dollar Tree cookie sheet. I'm going to be spraying my pan with this black chalkboard paint. Okay, so now that I sprayed it down, I'm going to go ahead and let it dry. So while the paint is drying, I'm going to use some of this antique wax to stain some popsicle sticks. Now that my pan is dry, I'm ready to start working on it, and I'm going to be transferring these words right here onto my pan. And what I'm going to do is a technique that I've done all the time is I use a shock and then I turn my paper around and then I trace each letter as I'm showing you right there. This technique comes in really handy because the shock, what it'll do is it'll transfer over to any surface. Well, almost any surface. It won't transfer over plastic, but if there is spray paint involved or chalk paint, it will transfer over. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the paper over as I did right there, and now what I'm gonna do is outline each letter with a head of a pen. Now what this is gonna do is transfer the shock over to my pan. And as you can see here, this is how it's transferring over. Now I'm just going to continue outlining each letter, and I'm making sure that I'm putting enough pressure. Now this is how it turned out with just the white chalk. I'm going to go a step further and I'm going to use a white marker and go over each letter. I don't want the words to rub off. This will serve as a dual purpose. One, it will make my letters stand out better, and the words will stay there permanently. And now lastly, I'm going to come in with my popsicle sticks, the ones that I had stained earlier, and I'm just going to hot glue them around my pan. And basically what I'm doing is framing my pan. And this is how it turned out. And now to hang them on my wall, I've added some command strips on the back side. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. Comment down below which was your favorite DIY. You have yourself a blessed day, and I will see you on my next video. So bye-bye and God bless.